See what else is going on. See if there we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh. This is the WDMA. We're going to start. Have a great day. We've got some good stuff at the end. Okay, let's launch this thing with a bang. Okay, let's get over here. Boom, gaboonga, boonga. Let's get to YouTube. We're going to go to, as usual, we started with a bang and then we forgot to turn the YouTube on. Okay, that looks like, no, that's not it. There it is. Okay, the greatest commercial ever. I don't think I'd buy that. It really didn't have much focus. It went for 4 minutes without saying much. But let's watch it anyway and see what goes on here.
Right now, you're probably wondering if this whole thing is a joke. Sure it is. But that doesn't mean it isn't real, or that it won't be the best shave of your life. Harry's Razors doesn't want your business.
It's supposed to be Ermin.
I do. They seem to hate you. And I can't say that I love you, but I don't mean you any specific harm.
It's a little self-focused.
Our country's in trouble. Conservatives are being canceled by Hollywood, the media, universities, and now Harry's Razors. Stop giving your money to woke corporations who don't think you deserve their product. Give it to me instead.
Shut up and shave. Harry's.
Head over to IHateHarrys.com and pre-order your Founders Series razor and shaving cream set today.
Okay, so this came out yesterday. Jeremy's Razors. Okay, so you got a zillion blades, 4 blades, some skincare, a dop kit. So what is the story here? And there's 3 minutes ahead of that I shaved off, chopped off. Okay, well, a couple of weeks ago, no, like last week. Well, it goes back farther than that. Let's get this minimized so I can see what the story is. Okay, so Jeremy Boring, the co-founder, co-CEO, and God King of Daily Wire. How could you be a co-founder and also be God King? It seems like if you're God King, you wouldn't be the co-CEO. What God King would share CEO with someone else? Anyway, so he comes rolling in on his McLarens and has these fashion models around him, Secret Service guys, to announce Jeremy's razor. So apparently the Wire, Daily Wire, Harry's Razors decided to stop advertising, which is their choice. In fact, Jeremy even says it in the article. They can advertise wherever they want. But he said, but why are conservatives continuing to buy from companies that, keep trying to cancel everything that they are about? And there's something to that. I know that I don't always agree with the positions that are taken. And in fact, specifically did a show on the potential downside for Gillette when they came out with their toxic masculinity series of ads. And my follow-up show, I noticed that that Gillette had lost about $6 billion for who owns them, Procter & Gamble or something. They were like their only negative division, and sales were way, 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 way down. Because, I'll buy a wide variety of products, and I don't think about it a whole lot. But if somebody's going to poke me in the eye and say, you're bad, and buy our product, well, that goes against a lot of marketing principles, I think. So anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I can't even, what's this guy's name there? Ben Shapiro, there we go. Ben Shapiro had a cut on his neck. I don't know if you can see that, cut on the neck right there. And he says, it was a tweet, and it says, Harry's drew first blood. So, but they all agree Harry's can advertise where they want. And Harry's, I'm not even sure, I think that's staged myself. Because Spy, who wrote this article, said that Harry's is really a good razor, but they have a debate internally on whether you should have 2, 3, or 4 blades and whether that matters. I use a track too. Of course, I don't shave very much. Anyway, So this is sort of what can happen if you take a big stand. Harry's defends themselves saying that they donated over $8 million to mental health assistance to men. Now, by men, I'm assuming they mean people who choose to identify as men, because that's what started the whole thing. The guys at Daily Wire did a show about how just because you call yourself whatever you call yourself, you know, you call yourself anything you want, but whatever you call yourself doesn't mean that you're necessarily that thing. I guess let's try to be fair about it. If you call yourself God, you may not be God, Jeremy, and also a lot of other things. So anyway, it's a long article, and I'll let you peruse it if you go over to wdma.org, and you can also sign up for the meetup tomorrow. The Zoom link is in the info over there, and it's 3/24/22 at 2. Okay, and there's the info down below, which you can't see my cursor, even though I can see it. So get that up. Okay, so Nike sales way up, way up. Now I wish the author Sarah, I wish you would have said this is monthly sales. It's not annual sales, obviously. It might be quarterly sales. Doesn't say. It just says latest financial reports. Could be weekly sales, could be daily sales, could be anything. So it'd be nice to put somewhere in here what time period that was. But otherwise, wonderful. Revenues grew 5% to $10 billion. Direct sales gained 15%. Woo! And digital sales jumped 19%. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the difference is, because most of direct sales these days are digital, right? Even a catalog usually has a website that you place your order on, okay? And their overall brand sales climbed 18%, while Converse lost 1%, okay? Slipping to under 600 million. China did drop 8%, but they said that was something about the supply chain and that sort of thing. Now, my point is that direct to sales is powerful. Direct to consumer sales is powerful. And, back in the 80s, we were teaching people how to communicate with their customers and automate the communication process. And in the 90s, I thought all the big manufacturers would go direct. The problem was that when a manufacturer goes direct, oftentimes their catalogs are boring, if not ugly. And the same in this, it's not because you can't do a beautiful catalog with tennis shoes or something. It's because manufacturers tend to focus on their product. And the main reason there's manufacturing, distribution, and retail is because the manufacturers focus all their energy on the features of their product and cost cutting and those kinds of things. Their product, they are almost always 100% product focused, whereas the retailers are almost 100% customer focused, because the products come and go, manufacturers go in and out of business, whatever, they change lines. They're always trying to do better, but their focus is when a person comes in the door, do we have something that they want? And because of that mental shift, it's not so easy to do direct to consumer. But once it happens, and here's and down here, Nike is operating. This is Jonathan Komp. Okay, Jonathan is an analyst, and he says Nike is operating from a position of strength within its Nike marketplace category by cutting wholesale doors. Okay, what happens with those reductions now greater than 50%? Nike's digital direct-to-consumer sales reached 26% of sales. That sounds like it's the combination of these two numbers. That's the combination of the percentage growth. Anyway, Nike's also opening some stores, Nike Live stores. But basically, the idea is that if you can go direct consumer when you can go direct to consumer, if you can make that work, if you can get a significant enough percentage of your sales to come through that channel so that no one retailer can dictate your business, then you're in a position of strength, because then you can make it work even when you get canceled. And I think we saw that with the pillow guy, Mike the Pillow Man, who I amped up his direct to consumer when he got canceled by almost every major retailer, which speaks to the Jeremy's issue that that you can get canceled for your opinion these days, and so you should have a way to go direct. And so if you want to talk to me direct, join the WDMA. Get over there. Let's have the meetup tomorrow. It's going to be fun. We've already got some really great people registered. Both coasts represented, and we're trying to get the USPS to show up. So anyway, the foundation, now this is a great article. Calla Murphy, she's from Belardi and Wong. Direct-to-consumer growth is changing radically. And she makes the case that that there's some real advantages to going direct-to-consumer, and she specifically mentions Nike. But this article, I think, came out before those big financial results. She says they now sell 40% of its product direct to consumer, although they said 26%. So, not sure on that one, but they're working on it. And she suggests that Facebook, Instagram, etc. are oversaturated with rising cost per thousand and targeting that no longer delivers profitable results, partly because of the going away of third-party cookies. She then points out that you should never rely on one or two channels for growth. I think that's always sage advice, and that's what the direct-to-consumer gives the manufacturer, gives an alternative to traditional distribution. But she means not just distribution channels, but marketing channels, and suggests that direct mail is a viable option. Hundreds of direct-to-consumer brands have launched direct mail and catalog programs because the results are strong and work in tandem with digital channels. And you may not know this, but the way I got started in direct marketing was launching catalogs from scratch. And so it's a particular passion of mine, and oftentimes it can be a branding device. So it's an advertising vehicle. It's always good to think of it its cost justification in a couple of different angles. But mostly, as I mentioned yesterday, direct mail gives you a leg up on machine learning and AI, because we know who got mailed and who engaged without buying. So we have the null set, the yeses and the nos, but we've identified both groups. Whereas in mass media, you run a commercial, you can identify who buys. That's not hard. Who goes to your website? That's not hard. What's hard is to identify the people that saw it and paid attention to it, because most people aren't paying attention or aren't even in the room. You don't even know where it airs if it's broadcast TV, right? So, first-party data is magic. When you can sell direct, you get that first-party data. You know how many times they bought. You know when the first and last time they bought. You know how much money they spent over the years. And so first-party data really allows you to launch dramatically. There's a little case study in here by Stitch Fix, and online revenue shrank during the early days of the pandemic, and then it used its first-party data to model non-subscribers. In other words, they were purchasers, but they didn't go for the entire program, and offer them one-off purchases without committing to a subscription. The results speak for themselves. Stitch Fix increased revenue threefold, 300%. I would have liked that there as a result of this approach. And so, always marketing to your customers is a great thing. Even though you think your customers know what you sell, know who you are, love your product, it's not top of mind. It's not I drive around the car thinking when am I going to do my taxes and things like that. I don't go around thinking, when's the next time I'm going to enjoy a new couch pillow. Just doesn't, it's not in my head. Okay. No Bull connected with 2,500 members. They chat continually. It's a direct-to-consumer footwear and apparel brand for athletes. And many companies, brands like Gloucester, Allbirds, and Away employ a hybrid strategy, selling a limited selection of merchandise on Amazon to intercept product searches and then migrate the relationship back to owned channels. Allbirds, of course, according to yesterday's report, is having disappointing profitability. Sales are up, profits are down. So maybe they need to go with mail. And what I like best from Cala is today's successful direct-to-consumer brands are best-in-class digital organizations, constantly tuning their marketing mix, consistently testing. That's what I like to see. She mentions testing. And that's the thing, that you can do that with digital somewhat. But overall holdout test, impact test, incremental lift tests, those work best with mail. So even if you don't think you're going to, generate 25, 30, 40, 50% of your sales via direct, you do want to do some mail to probably with your catalog, with your customers, just to get that secret information. Thanks for the great article, Cala, and of course I'll tag you. Have a great day. Like and share. Don't forget the meetup tomorrow. We'd like to see you there. And if you didn't find the email where you can register instantly, get over to wdma.org, and I think there's a button in the upper right corner that gets you right to the